Yeah, you saw the title of the video. I'm back in the chakra. The English classes are finished for Christmas, and they won't start up again until March, which gives me maybe 2.5 months to sort the chakra out. Oh, what a daunting task. Yeah, we planted cucumbers. They haven't grown, none of them. The seeds must have been duff. We've planted a good quantity of coriander, though. That's growing well, and I reckon maybe another 3 or 4 weeks we'll be able to harvest that, sell that, reinvest the money into the chakra by employing people, advance things. That's going to be the plan. I'm going to be here. It's Christmas Eve today, so I'm going to be here for Christmas and New Year by myself, which is fine for me. I really couldn't give a shit about Christmas or New Year. Yeah, I've got the campfire going. That's my lemongrass tea. And later on I'll cook myself a late lunch. I prefer a late lunch because I don't want to eat a meal close to going to bed. And I've got to go to bed at 6 o'clock because that's when the mosquitoes come in force. I've got to get in my mosquito net. And I don't like throwing myself in bed on a full stomach. So I'll be having a late lunch. Yeah, all that noise in the background is a wild budgies. It's mango season at the moment, and they like mangoes, so they flock here in the hundreds and thousands, and they make a racket. Does my head in. Anyway, late lunch. Chop up some peppers, sweet peppers and hot peppers together. Stick the pan on the heat. Add some vegetable oil. Get it nice and warm. Throw the peppers in. Stir them around. Start them softening up. Then when you've added a tin of tuna, next you need a pinch of salt and then some MSG. Now don't go there. I'm not even going to get into MSG at the moment. It's really popular here. The women cook with it, and the taste is like night and day when you've added MSG. So I use MSG. I've checked it out online. It's no harm. Okay. Next you want a splash of lemon. Then add maybe half a cup of water so it doesn't all get too dry. Mix that all up, stir it well. That's nice. Only other thing to do is get a generous helping of fresh coriander and chop it up and throw it in, mix it up. That's the last thing you need to do. If you haven't gotten any fresh coriander growing in your garden, you're a loser. Serve it up on a bed of rice on a nice posh plate, and let's see how we get on here. He's eating it at least. He's not vomiting. Yeah, looks like we get a sign of approval there. Looks like he's made a nice meal, and so nice, probably make it tomorrow as well. Well, it's Christmas Day, and I've bounced myself out of bed, and Santa hasn't left me a single present. Not even a stocking with a tangerine in it. Not because I'm on the naughty list. I've been very good all year. Tree. Didn't put a tree up. Didn't put a tree up. Haven't got a chimney. That'll be what it is. Anyway, today being a special day, I've been given a lot of thoughts to what I might do. I've come down to two options. Firstly, I think I'm going to eat as much chocolate as I can without going into toxic shock. Then I'm going to drink a couple of pints of sherry, Harvey's Bristol cream, of course. Then I'm going to eat a meal that's so big it's spilling off the plate, and it's got turkey. In the UK we only eat turkey once a year, and that's because it's shit. And then I'm going to very subtly push all the Brussels sprouts off the side of my plate. That's another food we only eat once a year. Brussels sprouts. And then when I'm so full, it's almost painful to move, then we're going to eat some Christmas pud with a white sauce. Any other day of the week, it's custard. But today, white sauce. And at that point, I'm probably going to be so full, I've got to sit myself in a chair before I slip into a coma. Yeah, so that's one option, and the other option is to do some work in the chakra. I might do a bit of weeding in the chakra. Yeah, the chakra. That's what I'm going to do today. Yeah. So you might guess that by the beard growth that this isn't Christmas Day anymore. My battery died on Christmas Day, and on the Wednesday I had the opportunity to go into town to recharge it and collect a few supplies that I'd overlooked. I was only going to stay in town until the Friday. You think Christmas Day is the Monday. I went into town on the Wednesday. The Friday I was going to come back after a couple of nights in town. But I happened across an old friend of mine, a very good friend, who's actually a shaman. And he invited me to an ayahuasca ceremony on the Sunday night, the New Year's Eve. So, yeah, I accepted his invitation. He's a shaman. He invited me to a ceremony. You really shouldn't ignore that. And, yeah, so I ended up not spending New Year alone in the chakra. I spent it in an ayahuasca ceremony, seeing in the New Year, which was nice. A couple of days later, I spent resting, and then I came back on the Wednesday. I'd been away a full week. So here I am, the battery's fully charged in every sense, and ready to get the chakra back in order. And now we can see how sharp I've got this machete. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, getting back up to speed was easier said than done. See, half the problem now with me is that a few weeks before Christmas I came here with a few friends and Peruvian friends, and when the Peruvians get into the chakra, they're like machines. I don't know where they get the stamina from. They just carry on and on and on. I can't compete with them, you know. And here I am, knowing that, yeah, on the one hand, I want to work at my own pace, but on the other hand, I really have got to pick up the pace if I'm going to make a living out of the chakra. What's becoming more apparent than ever is I do need to employ people. I need to employ Peruvians. But then, of course, I need to make sure I'm managing the chakra well enough to bring enough money in to pay for the employees. And maybe cream off a little bit of the money myself. Who knows? So, yeah. And I mean, a friend said to me a few years ago, he said, whoa, he says, what are you trying to do there, Dave? He says, you know, it's farming, and farming takes years to learn. So, and he's right. And you know, as time's gone on, I'm more than 2 years down the line. I'm learning more and more, and that knowledge is important, if only for managing staff, to make sure that the chakra is managed right. But anyway, here I am doing a bit of weeding, and yeah, even I got to cut a bit of firewood. I guess to a lot of people watching this, they'll think it looks like a hell of a chore, but I mean, it really is a good life. I really do enjoy this life. Yeah. But God, it's been raining all night. It's still raining, just dripping. I don't know how it's going to burn off soon or not. I don't know. But anyway, it's Friday morning. Last night, I was awakened at about 9 o'clock by voices, two male voices. Now remember, it's pitch black here. I'm sleeping here by myself. I'm thinking, what's going on here? And I see the flash of torches, and it suddenly dawns on me that these two guys are actually chatting to each other. They're not like they're not muttering gangster voices to each other. So I propped myself up on my elbows and kind of went, hello, 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 what's going on here then? And it was two fishermen, and they pointed out that the wind was picking up. There was a storm on the way, and when that happens, the Amazon River gets a little choppy. And the boats here have got a very shallow hull on them. Because the Amazon River normally, there's no wind here normally, so the Amazon River is very calm. But once the wind picks up and the waves start, they've actually got to get out the boats for fear of them capsizing. Yeah, so that was why they were there. They just happened to stop at this particular port to get out the boat. By sheer coincidence, there's a team of guys here making a boat right now. So I'll kind of show you what all that's about. Yeah, so here's the boat that they're making. This particular boat is going to be about 9 meters long, which is what, about 28 feet, something like that. And the way they make the boats is they use a chainsaw to cut a base piece, which they call the plantija, which you can see running along the length here. It's just a flat piece. It's thick and it's heavy to keep the weight of the boat down, to make sure that the boat is stable in the water. And then they nail planks along the side of the plantija. Now, they've only got one row of planks on this particular boat yet, so the boat's still shallow. It's got a second row of planks to go on, which will hopefully go on today if the rain gives up. And you can see at the end the plank where it connects to the bow at the end is pretty much vertical. But as the plank goes along, it has to bend down to about 45 degrees and then further to about 6 degrees here at the end, down to about 60 degrees there. And when they place this boat in the water eventually, it will only sit below the surface by about 6 inches, about 15 centimeters, not very deep. And that's how the boats are here. Those planks, by the way, are cut by chainsaw. It's quite an impressive sight to see, to be able to cut planks. These planks are about 25 feet long. So yeah, so there's a boat. By coincidence, they're actually making a boat here now, and that is why the fishermen had to get out of their boat last night, because they're just not very stable on the river when it gets too choppy.